All right, guys, real quick before we get into the next topic, Otani just hit another home run or stolen base. Stolen base.
Stolen base.
So we're at 52-52 and counting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a realistic opportunity for him to go 55-55. So
Very.
keep an
In one
eye
game.
out. So talking from one Packers quarterback that goes to New York to another Packers quarterback that went from the Packers to New York. Rodgers and the Jets got a W on Thursday night against the not so good looking New England Patriots team. Should the Jets be excited, or like the fans be excited, or should they pump the brakes on that Jets liftoff? Do you think Rodgers actually gives the Jets hope, and will he make it to the end of the season healthy?
I don't think it's Rodgers that gives them hope. I think it's Breece Hall. That dude's a stud, man. Breece Hall is he's the next like top running back. Like that guy's the next dude, you know?
America's next top running back.
Yeah, he's just the next guy. He is very impressive. He's really good. I like him. He's at this point, Rodgers is more of a game manager. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a veteran game manager
And
that
go ahead.
will take advantage of weak teams, you know?
I think that Breece Hall running as good as Breece Hall is running definitely gives him more of an opportunity to run the play action pass, to be able to get the ball out, because they're going to have to fill that box to try and contain Breece Hall, and that's going to help him out manage games even more and make some of those spectacular Rodgers plays. How much longer do you think Rodgers actually plays? One more season? 2 more seasons?
Depends how this season goes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting we've talked about this. They're getting closer and closer to playing flag football in the NFL.
This is true.
You know, so
2 hand touch.
you know, they're not gonna it's a matter of how much his body will hold up for him. I don't think like the players are gonna hurt him at this point. It's just a matter like, you know how it is, bro. We're getting older. Like, and our body just starts giving up on us just on its own.
Yeah, I got you.
For movements we do, not for like, you know, being hit or something like that. It's for just general movements we do. And he's right below us, right? How old is that dude?
41.
So he's right below us, you
Yeah.
know, right?
But he's taking a lot more hits than us.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, maybe not me, maybe you. You taking some hits. I laid you out one time in center field.
We talked about this before. We don't need to revisit it. It's okay. It's okay.
He is 40 years old in 293 days, so he's about to turn 41.
There you go.
Yeah, man. I just think it's a matter of how much, like, you know, the Achilles thing, right? Nobody pushed him into that, right? He just tore it because age, right?
No, he got rolled over on it.
Did he get rolled over?
Yeah, he got rolled over.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, he got rolled over.
There you go. That was one. You know, like, all right, but he's gonna have those injuries where it's just gonna be like your body's just giving up on you.
He
you
ain't gonna snap back right away.
Nope. Yeah, I say another year or two. I don't know. Yeah.
If he does well this year, do you think he 2 more years?
Oh yeah, for sure. 2 more. Well, I mean, they don't have any quarterback like waiting in line behind them.
Do you think he stays with the Jets? Because I think he only signed like a 2-year deal.
I do think he stays with the Jets because they're in a good situation. They have a good defense. They have a stud running back, who I think is probably the best running back.
Really good.
In the NFL, they
receiver.
have some solid. Yeah, they have solid receivers. Maybe they need a better tight end type of thing, I guess. But I mean, they got some solid receivers, you know. Yeah, Wilson's solid, man. He's little, but he's solid.
Right on. Speaking of the quarterback train, Bryce Young gets benched after 2 games. Is that really all on him, or do you think he's really being set up for failure because of the team that's around him?
Little of both, you know.
Okay, expand on it.
He's clearly not been the dude he was in college, you know. He's a local boy, so we're always gonna root for the local boys when the modern day. Although it's not like a school I'm terribly fond of or whatever type of thing. Because I'm not a big fan of like private schools. Like, I'm more of a public school guy because I'm a public school teacher, right? But he's still a local boy, so I'm always gonna cheer for the local boys. And he's had opportunities and he hasn't performed, and maybe he's just not reading the defenses, and It's one of those things that Tom Brady, that thing that I sent you with Tom Brady, where they're not giving these young kids an opportunity to develop and grow and learn and become starting quarterbacks. Now the norm is to
throw them in,
like draft these dudes and you're starting on day one. That's the norm. But before that wasn't the norm, bro. Like, look at Tom. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like one dude that comes to mind that won the Heisman and came in. He wasn't even the starter for like a year. He was holding the damn clipboard. I'm drawing a blank on his name for USC.
Oh, Liner?
USC. No. The one right before Liner.
Palmer. Right? Okay. Palmer? Yeah.
Was it Palmer?
I want to say
Palmer.
Yes.
Palmer. Matt Palmer? No.
No, it was Matt Liner.
Carson Palmer?
Carson Palmer, yes.
Carson Palmer. So, like, that dude came in. He was a stud. You know, he won the Heisman Trophy, tough as nails. Like, I really liked him, you know? And they had him holding the clipboard for, like, basically 2 seasons with Cincinnati. And then he's like, all right, well, yeah, you know, you're not ready, you know? You're not ready. And I felt like that used to be how it was, you know? And then at some point, they're just like, oh, let's just feed him to the Lions. And we need him. And we drafted him to be our quarterback. And they don't let him develop. And Manning's saying like, hey, man, they used to come in and you used to have to fight to be the second stringer or the third stringer and then move your way up. And little by little and over time, as you gain more knowledge, you came in and you were ready. You came in with that eagerness.
Yeah.
Now they're just relying on their athletic ability. And, hey, the knowledge will come as you go. And that's, again, I'm just summarizing what I got.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you.
And I agree, dude. Like they are like, look at Caleb Williams. Like we all know he has the skill set, right? But does he have the NFL knowledge like that you need to read everything and to react and stuff like that? And he was so much more gifted at the college level than all the players. At the NFL, you're taking the elite college players and they're all together, and now they're scheming against you, unlike how they did at the college level, because the college level they mentally can't scheme at that level that they can at
right.
the NFL.
Each college team, other than the big probably like 4 or 5, have only 3 or 4 playmakers, right? Like serious playmakers on their team. So you can it's hard
about 3 or 4. I'm thinking 2 maybe 3.
But my point being, you can scheme around that. You can kind of play around, keep it away from them or get away from them. Well, in the NFL, however bad we like to talk shit about certain teams, they're still the top of they reach that pinnacle of the NFL. They're NFL fucking players. You know what I mean? They should be playing better, but we talk shit about certain teams and or certain players and certain teams and things like that. But they have to have that ability to do that. And I agree with you. I feel like there's been a lot of really good quarterbacks that have come in as the backup in the past and then got put into a situation where like, okay, we need you to come in now, and have flourished because of it. Tom Brady being probably the most famous one. I know that Drew Bledsoe had to go down twice, and their replacements did very well. Tom Brady being one of them, and then Tony Romo was the other one. When Bledsoe played for the Cowboys, he went down. Tony Romo came in and had some pretty good seasons with the Cowboys. Obviously, you can't compare the Tony Romo's career to Tom Brady's, obviously, but
and really compare nobody's to Tom
Brady.
Really,
it's a really tough one. But like, there's players like that you have to kind of build behind. Look at it was Peyton Manning, and who was his backup when they drafted him? He was the backup for 1 year. The teeth. He retired. He retired himself. He played for the Colts.
Backup quarterback?
He was the backup quarterback for 1 year, but Peyton Manning is there, and then Peyton Manning left.
Oh, I don't know. And he retired himself. Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck. Thank God. I was just typing it out. As soon as you said it, it popped up on my screen. Andrew Luck came in the following year, but he got to learn for a year from Peyton. You know what I mean? He got to pick his brain. He got to figure out what's going on, what's this and that. What are you seeing? What are you doing? Because it is a huge jump from the college level to the NFL or to professional level. in any sport, but this is, highly volatile and physical, and you're gonna run into those things, and if you throw somebody in there that can't scheme that, like you said, at this level this quickly, or can't understand it that quickly, even Patrick Mahomes was behind the dude that almost lost his leg. Alex Smith. There it is. Yeah, he backed up Alex Smith until Alex Smith got hurt. Then he went in there, but he wasn't the guy immediately. And look at how much he's grown because of it.
So to be fair in this, compas, you're throwing inaccurate facts out there. These dudes did come and start right out the gate.
Patrick Mahomes wasn't the starter out the gate.
Yeah, I don't know about. Well, I know about Patrick, but Andrew Luck was.
Andrew was
the starter, and I don't even think he was. So not Brady. Manning got shipped out because they had Luck.
Oh, okay. I thought he got drafted before.
But Patrick, I think you're right. I think it was his second year. I'm about to look him up, but I knew Luck was, and I was looking at Carson Palmer, and now he wasn't the starter right out the gate, but he did start a lot of games that year, his rookie year. So he did have the clipboard. I don't know about because I'm looking at like their draft dates. So like right now I'm looking at Mahomes' draft year. It was 2017 first round, 10th overall, and he started 2017 one game. So that tells me you're right. He sat down for basically a full year.
Yeah.
And then 2018, that's it. Right out the gate, he was the guy. 16, I don't know about being hurt type of thing, because homeboy came out and threw 50 TDs that year. So 5,000 yards, 2 times done in his career.
Who said
50
that?
TDs? No,
I was saying Alex Smith got hurt.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But he started 16 out of 6. Well, he started 16 games. I don't know if they were playing 17 or 18 back then. I don't think they were. But it maybe says he started 16. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. But it says 16 out of 16 that year, and then he just took off from there. But still, the point is he did sit the year before.
Yeah.
Right? And he had a chance to learn. And now here's another thing, like what you're talking about, or at least another thing I want to talk about. Like, bro, I feel like the success rate is so much lower now of these quarterbacks that get drafted early in the first round compared to before, because they're not giving that opportunity to grow and learn. So I feel like they're rolling the dice in a bad way, where they're hoping to strike lightning and get that quarterback that's just great out the gate. But they're rolling the dice, and chances are, the house wins,
Yeah.
And they're not going to win when they roll that dice more often than not if they don't give the guys an opportunity. Because we're talking about, or, I know the audio quality was bad the last time, but you're quizzing me on like how many dudes in someone's draft is still in the NFL, a quarterback?
Yes.
Who was it? Who were we talking about?
It was.
Was it like Dak or something?
No. It was Purdy. It was Brock Purdy.
Yeah. And dude, like, just to even hear that's exactly more to my point of like, none of these dudes are starting because they're not developing them. And they're just throwing them out there to the Lions, and like, all right, hey, we need you now,
Yeah.
Like, well, what are you getting if you throw them out there and yeah, we need you now, still give me a chance to develop. And I feel like that's why these young quarterbacks are just phasing out faster than before. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? Any thoughts on that? What do you think?
I agree wholeheartedly that not only are they burning out, but their careers that looked like they would have so much they're going to have a great professional career, they get cut short because they get put. I mean, if you're getting drafted, realistically, if you're getting drafted top 10, that means the team you're going to more than likely, other than trades and stuff like that, but more than likely had a very shit year the year before.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're rebuilding. They don't have a set team there ready for you to really take hold and move forward, kind of thing. They expect you to kind of make miracles with a shit team. Hey, just get through this season. We'll try and draft somebody else later. We'll try and trade for somebody to come in. but you're setting them up for failure when you're expecting, you're expecting gold, and you're giving them shit to work with. That makes sense?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, man. So like a dude I'm seeing right here that, got off to a hot start and has kind of slowed down since, and I just don't see him being that guy anymore, and he's now dealing with injuries all the time. Maybe again because he didn't have a chance to develop or whatever, grow a little bit, like Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
From the Chargers. I mean, remember that dude lit the world on fire for his first 2 years. 31 TDs first year, 38 second, 4,336 passing yards first year, 5,014 the next. Then the year after, 2022, is when he had the 4,725 TDs, still respectable.
Yeah.
But then last year, it felt like he took a big step back. In 20 TDs, he played 13 games, and then this year he's already dealing with like injuries, and it looks like they're using him more of as a game manager as opposed to a gunslinger,
I agree.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have the answer for it, but I guess everybody's just kind of hoping to give their team a hope and prayers, right? Something to cheer for, something to look forward to, right?
There you go.
So I don't know. Yeah, but I feel bad for Bryce. I don't think it's the end of his story. It's just a part of the path that he has to walk. A lot of times, I mean, he's got to put some time to understanding the mental part of the game. And if he gets that part, then maybe he can make the adjustments,
Mm-hmm. Look at Geno Smith. He was a first-round pick, right? He went out there, did not succeed the way people were hoping to. He had some success, but he ended up being a backup quarterback. Finally, after so many years in the league, gets to go to the Seattle Seahawks to start.
He didn't even play in 2019.
There you go. And now last year he had an amazing, probably the best season of his career last year, right?
The year before.
The year before.
And
last year wasn't too bad either.
It wasn't bad.
And but I think that is because he was able to sit back, learn, and get that perspective that these young kids aren't getting the opportunity to do.
Yep, you're very right. He was a second rounder. He wasn't even drafted.
I thought he was a first rounder.
I didn't know. I would look at. I'm just looking at his numbers because I'm just typing stuff up as you go. Yeah, second round, 39th overall, 2013 draft. But like you said, he was with the Jets. Didn't do much. Had a 3,000 passing yard season. It looked like he was more of a runner than anything. And then kind of fizzled out. He didn't even play in 2019. Basically didn't play 2020. He was a backup for Seattle. He said he came into one game.
Who's another quarterback that came in? Another quarterback who came in and was, I want to say they were the backup after they got drafted, and then they shipped out the main guy, or he got hurt, whatever it might be. He stepped in and took over. I was gonna say Joe Flacco and
Sean Watson.
Yeah, no, not Sean Watson. Joe Flacco when he was with the Ravens, because now
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Look, jeez. Yeah, and Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer, man.
Oh, 100%.
This guy's so good. He's so good. They did him so dirty over there with San Diego. They did him dirty. But he went on, just had Hall of Fame season with New Orleans. Good for him. He's a good dude. Joe Flacco. Yeah, but Joe was always a little bit of an underachiever, don't you think?
But I'm not. But my point to that was what's his name got a chance to learn and watch before he got just thrown in there.
Did he Lamar Jackson? Let me see here. Did he?
I want to say
I don't think so.
I want to say yes.
Wasn't he the number? He won the Heisman. He was what? Oh no, he was the first round 32 overall. He won the Heisman. Yeah, you're right. I would say you're right because he started 7 games. So that means he didn't play the whole season. He wasn't the good dude right out the gate.
I got one right, guys. I got one right.
Second season when he came and had that stupid good year, he won his first MVP. 36 TDs, passing, and I can't even tell how many.
It's amazing what a year of learning will do for you, or a season of learning will do for you, right?
Yeah. But he's never been up at 30 TDs again. He's been at
Yeah.
26, 24. Last year he had a good year. I think it's just because he beat the Cowboys. Gave him a signature win late in the year.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of which,
good
segue here.
It's a perfect. That was a beautiful segue, sir. Because the Cowboys play the Ravens this Sunday. Will the Cowboys bounce back against the 0-2 Ravens, or will the Ravens finally figure out what they're doing and get that first win of the season? Compa. All right, so you're gonna say. I know you're gonna say the Ravens. If we're gonna do our picks, we're gonna do our picks here in a little bit.
Yeah,
and I have the Ravens on that game.
Okay, I just think they're the better team.
Yeah,
I just think they're the better team. I want to be wrong though for you and Joe. Joe's at the game, my buddy. Shout out to my buddy Joe. He's at the game, and I want to be wrong, but I wanted to be wrong last week, and I took the Cowboys, and hoping to be right there, and yeah, that kind of backfired, so that hurt. And I just don't see it, man. I don't. Yeah, I just think the Ravens they're itching, bro, and I feel like they're itching to put a pounding on a good team, and I think it's going to be the Cowboys. Like, I just don't. I mean, the Cowboys couldn't stop a damn run last week.
I agree.
And that's what Baltimore does is they run the dang ball.
That's all they do.
That's all they do. So it's like, damn, all right. Now, if it was a passing team, all right, I can see it,
Yeah.
But it's a running team, man. I just don't. I don't know that they got blown out. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't know if they got blown out last year, but they lost, or last week, but they lost kind of ugly. I don't think they go blown out or lose that ugly this week. Do I think they lose by more than a touchdown? Ooh. I don't think they lose by double digits. How about that?
I'll take that. I think that the Aubrey makes it interesting, keeps us in the game, but I do believe that the Ravens go ahead and get their first win of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
for sure,
we go from one ass whooping that happened last week to another that could happen, right? Will the Saints show the world that they mean business and handle the Eagles this weekend? They took care of one NFC East team last week. Are they going to take care of the second?
I think it's going to be a little bit more of a shootout because they have more balance. The Eagles have more balance to their offense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The Eagles defense isn't as good as the Cowboys defense. And so people are like, well, why would it be different then? Right. Because you'll be able to control the ball more.
Yeah.
Right. And the Cowboys, in my opinion, I've told you this from the beginning, they're very one-dimensional this year because they don't have a runner. They don't have a running back, Speaking of which, how many points did Ezekiel Elliott score last week?
Not
1.5 points fantasy?
I don't know. I don't have him in any of my leagues, so it doesn't matter.
Neither do I. But yeah, he's the dude that, like who you don't have a running back, man. That's why I thought like the perfect running back to target was the dude you guys are going to be facing.
Yeah.
Like I was like, damn, he's from Texas. Like he still got some gas in there.
He does.
Like, man. Or go after like someone who has like two running backs, two good running backs, like Tyler Algier from Atlanta, or they should have traded for that dude Allen from the Jets, the backup, the rookie this year. That guy's
he looks
good.
Fucking great.
He looks really good, but it's like, damn, you're stuck behind Hall now,
Yeah.
Or gone after one of the dudes from the Lions. But again, teams that are stacked are really good might not give it to you, I think maybe Atlanta might have gone Algier if you gave him something like I don't know what, right? I don't know what. But if you gave him something, like that's a dude that I would have targeted. Like I think that dude's pretty damn good. So,
Saquon was a free agent. The only problem with that is that they have to pay everybody, and they wouldn't have had the money for him.
Yeah, which they still one more big
more
horse
guy
to feed. Which is the one guy you said that they were gonna feed, and it's looking rough out there. Rough. Yeah, I don't know. So I think it's gonna be closer. Is it in New Orleans or in Philly?
I'll tell you here in a second. Where are you? It's in New Orleans.
Yeah, I'll take New Orleans, especially them being down AJ Brown. I think it'll be closer, but I think they're the real deal. I think Carr's hungry.
Very.
He's out to prove a lot of people wrong.
Yep.
Carr always gets off to good starts and kind of fades at the end. So right now we're still in the early. So we're in the good spot of him. You know,
we're in the great starts right now.
Yeah, we're in the great start. He does fade early, or late. I'm sorry, fade late. So yeah, I think they're gonna go in there, and I think the Cowboys fans want them to go in there and.
100%. I want them to smack the freaking Eagles in the mouth.
Yeah,
please
like,
do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Please do. Please do.
Right.
All right, so we've come to the part of the show that I have on here. It's called Artie's Side Quest. Okay. I'm going to try and incorporate this every week. It's going to be like different. Trivia. It should be basic knowledge, right? You're going to have 60 seconds to answer. Okay? I'm going to give you the question. No, it's a single question.
Oh.
But there are 13 answers.
Ooh.
So there's 13 ways that this can happen, okay? And I'm going to give you the question first, and then I'm going to start the timer, okay? There are 13 total answers for this question.
Possible answers.
Well, they're all of the possible answers. Okay. So 60 seconds. Are you ready, compadre?
Sure.
All right. There are 13 ways to score in a football game. You have 60 seconds. Give me the 13 ways. Go.
2-point conversion, PAT, field goal, fumble return for a TD, interception return for a TD,
pick six,
passing TD, running TD.
That's 7.
Passing TD, running TD, kickoff return for a TD, punt return TD, onside recovery TD.
No, that would be a kickoff.
Why?
It's the same thing. It's considered a kickoff return. Yes, it's considered a kickoff return. Keep going.
Asterisk.
I promise. Nope.
Did I say pickoff return?
Yes,
for TD?
You already did pick 6.
How many we at? 8?
You're at 9.
Field goals, 2-point conversion.
Field goal and 2-point conversion. You're at 11. 2 big ones.
2 big ones? Rushing, passing, throwing. ATs, field goals.
4 seconds. 3.
Safety.
2.
I'm out.
1. Hey, you got a lot of them though, so I'll give you that one. One of them is pretty. It's pretty tough. A defensive 2-point conversion return.
That's what I was telling you, like a kickoff return.
No.
But like on a 2-point, right?
On a 2-point conversion, yeah. So let's just say they intercept the ball, run it back. So there's that one, and then you got safety, which was I was like, oh, he's gonna forget about the safety. So it's safety, field goal, passing touchdown, rushing touchdown, fumble recovery for a touchdown, a pick 6 for a touchdown, the extra point. The 2-point conversion, the defense of a 2-point conversion return, which is the one I was talking about right now. Missed field goal return for a touchdown.
Oh, I forgot that one.
So if it's a long touchdown, they can have the guy behind there and he can run it all the way back. Block punt for a return, a kick return, and a punt return. Hey, you pulled out 11 of the 13, bro.
I don't understand, and I'd be curious.
Okay.
How is the kickoff not a return for like, let's say the defense gets it, it hits a player, they get it, and they walk into the end zone, or they get it and it doesn't hit a player because it skips away, it doesn't touch them, but they get it and walk into the end zone. How's that not its own touchdown?
I think the ball is dead at that point, because I know that on a 2-point conversion you cannot advance the ball past a certain point. So on an onside kick.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same thing as a kickoff. So it's an onside kick, but it's the kickoff, right? You cannot advance the ball further down the field on an onside kick. So I would think that's the same thing on a. I've never seen a kickoff defensive score.
Kicking team can recover the ball, but they can't advance the ball. They're given position where the ball is recovered. Okay.
There you go.
Wasn't sure. Whew. Was not sure. All right.
Fair enough. Did you like Artie's little side quest?
I liked it.
All right.
I should have known the 2.1 take it back, but I was stuck on the kickoff, and I'm like, I don't think I had seen it, but I thought logically to me it was making sense in my head, right?
Gotcha.
I would have forgotten about the field goal. That one I wouldn't have thought of it because I was searching my brain. But I did 11 out of 13.
You did 11 out of 13, sir. 11 out of 13. Okay, we'll give you a little clapping. There you go.
In like 50 seconds, to be fair, because
I
got stumped.
No. Oh yeah, well yeah, you got stumped, but it was a minute. I gave you a minute.
Yes, but in 50 seconds, I got the 11. Gotcha. And I was stuck for like the other 10.
That was good. Actually, you got a lot more than I thought it was going to be. All right, so back to it. College football.
Get some football.
Yeah.
No, let's stick with some of the football stuff that I had down here, and then we'll go to the college afterwards.
All right.
Let's go for it. I kind of highlighted it. Let's see here. Contenders and pretenders. Mm-hmm. Okay. These are teams that are 2-0. Okay. Gotcha. I'm going to give you the names first because some of them are going to surprise you. Okay. And we could just start with like surprise or not surprise, right?
Okay.
And then we'll go into pretenders or contenders and why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2-0 teams. Steelers.
Surprised.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Not surprised.
Minnesota Vikings.
Perturbed. Not surprised, but I'm not like
I'm surprised. I'm dead surprised. Like, dude, who's their starting quarterback? Do you know?
No, I don't even know his name.
Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
See? If you don't know their starting quarterback, you should be surprised. Okay. This is another one. Texans.
Surprised.
Really?
Yes.
CJ Stroud had an awesome rookie year. Probably the best rookie year in NFL history. I would say no, I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Chargers.
Not surprised. Even though Herb is not having the greatest season so far, it's only been 2 games. But I think they did really well last year, being 2-0 against decent teams. I think the Chargers are where they're supposed to be at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Saints.
Surprised. I didn't think Derek Carr was going to go over to the Saints and have the success that he's having right now.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I would say not surprised.
Okay.
Definitely. I wouldn't say surprised. Chargers, I would say surprised for me. Okay. Seahawks.
Surprised only because they don't have their flashy running back. He's been out.
He's the first game.
He didn't play the second game. He's hurting with that oblique.
He is. He's not playing the third one.
So I'm surprised that they're there. Not surprised.
Right. I would say not surprised. Chiefs.
And if that's a surprise to anybody, stop watching football.
Right. Okay. So we said that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Of those, let's go back again. Reiterate.
Okay.
Pretenders or contenders and why.
Okay.
Okay. Steelers.
I think they're pretenders. Because
why?
Because coaches come out vehemently and said that Russell Wilson's going to be their starting quarterback, even though Fields is out there doing his thing. How long can Fields keep it up? He had flashes of genius when he played for the Chicago Bears, and he didn't last there. Granted, they don't have the same kind of players that they have here with the Steelers, but I think that right now, pretenders.
Okay. I'll say pretenders. And you ever seen one of my favorite movies? It's called Remember the Titans.
I have.
Okay. So there's a scene where they come and they tell my favorite actor of all time, Denzel Washington. They're like, Coach, we didn't even think you'd make it out of camp, let alone win your first game. So I'm sorry I have to tell you this, but at the first sign of weakness or something going wrong, like, you're going to get fired. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, lose a game. Like, first game you lose, you're gone, coach. He's like, so, and I could be wrong, but maybe he says like something like, okay, but we're not going to lose a game, right?
Gotcha.
Fair enough. So do you think if Justin Fields stays undefeated, okay, I don't even know who the hell they're playing this week, but I'll look it up right now.
I'll tell you right now while you're talking. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you think if Justin Fields goes 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, they take away the starting job from him?
I wouldn't.
Or do you think he's in the remember the Titans phase of like, you can't lose a game or else you're gonna.
They play the Chargers at home.
Oh, so
somebody's losing. Somebody's gonna be 3-0.
Reminds me of someone else this week. We'll
get into me.
That later. We'll see.
Hey, Rashmarte Stevenson not scoring anything helped me a lot.
All right, everybody, someone's gonna have a bad game. Someone's gonna have a good game.
There you go.
All right, we'll get into that later.
Okay,
we'll
so who's next?
Side bet or something like that. All right. So what do you think? So you didn't answer my question.
Oh,
if he stays undefeated,
no, I said yeah. He there's no way you don't. There's no way you pull him out. He has to stay the starter until
What if he keeps it close? What if he keeps it close and loses a game?
Depends on who he loses it to.
The Chargers.
I think he stays in for week 4.
Home?
I think
at home.
No, it's at the. Oh no, it is. The Pittsburgh game, they're at home. He's got to win at home. If they keep it close, and they lose, I think he's still there week 4.
Okay.
If they win, I think he's there week 6.
Okay. Fair enough. Because one of the things they've been talking about this year is like he hasn't been the flashy guy that he was in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has not made any mistakes that he did in Chicago. Yeah. So he's been more of a game manager.
Knock on wood.
So far. I picked him up in a couple of leagues hoping he'd be the flashy dude and, give those fantasy stats, you know? But, what's in fantasy isn't always relevant for real life.
This is
all
true.
Right, so, okay, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Contenders or pretenders? Why?
Contenders. Baker Mayfield. I like him. I like him a lot. I really do. I think he came out. He's not the same kid, if you want to call it that, that he was with the Browns. He looks a lot more mature. He looks a lot better in the pocket. He's got better players around him. He's got a more complete team in Tampa Bay. He came out and said, like, I was never put in a situation where I have this kind of team around me so that he could succeed without pointing to the Browns. And he also said, I was
literally the same thing we were talking about earlier too.
Yeah. But I think I think Tampa Bay is, I think they're contenders for real. I like Baker.
I do. And I think he didn't get that chance to develop. He was a number 1 overall pick. They threw him into the fire. Did he start every game? No, it doesn't look like, because he played 14 games and he started 13 of them. There's 16 in the season, so that means maybe they sat him for a little bit. I don't know off the top of my head. He did have a good rookie year, though. I mean, he threw 3,700 yards, 27 TDs.
The great white hope.
Right out the gate. Then next year, 3,800 yards and 22. The year after that, 35 and 26. Then he kind of dropped down a little bit and they got rid of him, basically, But I like him. I think he's matured. I think he's found his stride. I think he's around good players, good ball players. Like, he's got 2 really good wide receivers. The running back he's got is solid. Now he's hurt, I think, this week. White, I saw.
Yeah.
I saw. I don't have him this year. I did target him last year, but I didn't get him this year. But I think I saw that he's hurt. But he understands when to take his risks. He's got a little bit of that bravado, that charisma that you kind of need from the quarterback type of thing. I like him. I'm going to cheer for him. He's a team that I think are contenders. Are they like world beaters? Are they going to be in the Super Bowl? Probably not. Can I see them getting out of the first round? Yes, for sure. Especially if it's a home game in the first round.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm with you there.
All right. So, yeah. So far we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's another one that you said you weren't surprised, but all right. Vikings, contenders or pretenders, and why?
I'm not surprised that they're 2-0. I will call them pretenders to go to the Super Bowl. I think that Sam Darnold is only going to be able to take him so far, and they don't have. Oh, I see you found the soundboard. Outstanding. I don't think Sam Darnold's going to be able to take them deep into the playoffs. Honestly, do they make the playoffs? Maybe. I doubt it, but I'm going to go pretenders. When it comes to them going all the way.
Okay. They're hands down pretenders. Okay. They're playing above their pay grade right now or whatever. Sam Darnold, USC dude, right? I get it, but Aaron Jones he's got a lot of wear and tear on that tread. The number 2 receivers are hurt. Addison, the other dude from USC, he's out for this week, and Justin Jefferson. I had seen that he had hurt his hamstring. He came out of the game last year, right?
Last week. Yeah.
I know it was hamstring or whatever, but he came out of the game. And he had basically one monster play that boosted his stats, which is fine. Like that's part of it. That is who he is. But yeah, man, they're definitely pretenders. I don't even think they finish above 500 for the year. I think. All right, next team. Contenders, Texans.
Contending.
Okay. I agree. I like them. CJ's a dog. He's got receivers galore over there.
Yeah.
He's got another running back with wear and tear on those tires, with Joe Mixon, who's actually hurt this week and out.
He is hurt this
Not
week.
to mention the backup is hurt and out this week, Pierce. So Cam Akers is starting. He's a dude that, was mouthing off to Sean McVay, and they shipped his ass out the next day. So, he had a fumble last week in one of his 2 carries or something like that. But he's got the talent there, and I think he could run away with that position.
He definitely has the ability to take that position over.
Yeah, and he's going to get the opportunity this week already. Yeah, so I don't know that offense is going to be centered around him is the only thing. But still, I think he's going to have the opportunity to, get 10 touches and see what he does with 10 touches. If he gets hot, then maybe he'll bump up to 15 touches, but he's going to get 10 touches. Yeah, I like CJ, man. I like CJ. He's a local boy. We talked about his story, in the past, I think. But I like CJ. He's a Rancho Cucamonga kid that just became a star in the NFL and even in college, he was a two-time runner-up to the Heisman Trophy. Did you know that? I didn't know he was a 2-time runner-up.
No.
Yeah, 2-time runner-up. He was the last dude to get on there's this popular show. He was the last dude to get on this popular show for quarterbacks in high school. And he won the whole thing. So it's like, damn, this dude's been the underdog his whole life type of thing, And he's still, yes, he had a great rookie year, but yeah, and I like the way he talked to Caleb Williams, even though Caleb kind of brushed him off a little bit, but I like the way he talked to him, Now maybe Caleb brushed him off because he's like, hey bro, I beat you off for the Heisman already, you can be talking to me type of thing. And you're only in your second year, Hey,
that's one more year than Caleb has.
I agree.
And he won the rookie of the year.
And won the rookie year. So anyways, I'll take contenders. I really like them. Defense is a little bit of a question mark, but the offense will keep them in the games. All right, next team, Chargers. Contenders or pretenders?
Can we wait till after the week 3?
It's got to be now.
Monica's probably going to be yelling at me. I need to see how they do in week 3 to call them contenders. So right now, I'm going with pretenders. Okay.
So now you said, which is interesting, because you said you were not surprised on how well they're doing based on who they played. Blah,
right.
blah, blah,
Right. So,
right?
but which is why you're making me choose the longevity of the. I'm taking the 2 games that they've played so far. They did amazing.
That for all of them, though, for every team we're talking about.
Yes, but they don't seem like they're going to be the team that's going to dominate for 18 weeks or 17 weeks.
Nobody said dominate. They said making the playoffs, contenders.
Who do they play? The Chargers. They play Pittsburgh. Somebody's got to go 3-0. I mean, do they put the Steelers back in their place? Do they get rolled over by the Steeler Nation? We are part of the Steeler Nation. So right now, if you give me next week, let's have this question again. If they win, I think they're contenders. If they lose, definitely pretenders. You got to make me choose right now. I do like what they've done over the first 2 weeks, but I don't think they're contenders. So I'm going to go with pretenders.
Okay. I'm going to say they're contenders.
Okay.
Do I think they dominate the whole season like you just said? No. Hell no, in fact, right? Do I think they find a way to sneak into the playoffs? Yes. that makes them contenders. Because anybody, all you need is a chip in the chair in the playoffs, man. Chip in the chair.
Chip in the chair.
Right? And they're going to have their chip, and they might get a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Right? For sure they got a chip. They might have a chair. They beat the Panthers on the road handedly. Granted, it's the Panthers. But they did beat them. Then they took care of business on the opener against the Raiders, which is a rivalry game in-house. And they won the game. Again, kind of dominated, and the Raiders look good this past week. So, yeah, I'll take them as contenders for sure, Monica. I'm going to take them as contenders. I like that they have more of a focus on the running game. They got two dudes that are used to running. They came from Baltimore, and they're the 1-2 punch. Short yardage game with I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, and then the big game breaker with J.K. Dobbins, right?
Kieran Williams or Kyrene?
You're thinking about the Rams.
Oh,
he had 18 carries last week. What's this guy's name? Game stats, box score. Gus Edwards. So Gus Edwards is a short yardage guy. J.K. Dobbins is a big game breaker. But yeah, and they're literally playing like if they came from Baltimore, still playing here. But the coaching style, that's what he does. I forgot his damn name right now. One of the Harbaughs. He's coming over there. He's basically implementing that. So it's alleviating some of the pressure from Justin Herbert. And once Justin Herbert gets going, the only problem is he just doesn't have those dogs in terms of like receivers this year. You know, like he's got those small little dink and dunk dudes. You know,
I got you.
So. And Justin Herbert is not a big runner, like in terms of like, oh damn, that dude could run, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, he runs, but he's not like a dude that you're like, damn, he could run. So, but still, I like them. I think they're gonna take the identity of the coach. I think he's a dude I like, and who's got better than us? Nobody, right? I wonder if he's gonna bring that mentality in.
Well, he does have a high ankle sprain, nothing crazy, but he does have a high ankle sprain. Herbert going into week 3.
Yeah. So. He's gonna be back there handing it off.
He's gotta step and fucking throw, baby.
He's gonna step and hand off is what he's gonna do. Yeah. All right, next one. I think this one's pretty obvious. Contenders is the Saints.
Contenders.
We already
gotten that point.
That got established.
Let's go.
Right, established. They obviously came out. They looked good first week. I did not think they were like that good. I knew they were good. And then they came out and made a statement game, man.
They did, very much so.
Statement game. So I'm not going to rub it in too much more. I'll just say that they made a statement game. And
I greatly appreciate that.
Moving on. Next team, contenders, pretenders, Seahawks.
I have to go back here and take a look at what the Seahawks did. Okay, so they barely beat a not very good Patriots team in overtime in week 2. And then, let's see here. Where are you, Seahawks? And then they beat a not-so-great Broncos team by 2 field goals. Let's see week 3. Right now, if I have to take they're in the NFC West, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna go with pretenders until I see them play a substantial team. Barely beating the Patriots. The Jets beat the Patriots. They beat the fucking tires off the Patriots, and they barely beat them. So I'm gonna go with pretenders for now.
Okay.
And I know we talked up Geno Smith like 10 minutes ago.
Excuse me.
I'm just saying.
You talked them up. Dude, that division's hurt so much.
Yeah.
And I think the Rams are going to be just so bad this year after I had my heart set. But that injury bug has hit the 49ers and Rams so bad. I'm going to say pretenders just because I think I don't know. Are they playing the Cardinals this week?
That's what I'm pulling up right now. Week 3. Week 3.
They're playing the Lions.
Okay. That's going to be a tough game.
That's going to be a really good game. That's going to be maybe the game of the week, you know, for me to watch. I got to see some of the other matchups, but man, yeah, when I start looking at like, okay, who they playing
The
or who's in their
Seahawks are going to play
division.
the Dolphins next.
Yeah.
So once
Yeah,
again, I think they might take that win because
I think they'll be 500. I think they'll be competing for a playoff spot. I just don't think they get in.
gotcha.
Their running back situations, they're barely beating teams that they shouldn't barely beat. You
And
know,
that
they
that
barely
and
beat the
that
Broncos. They barely beat
the
the Patriots.
Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to dominate those teams. They got receivers, so you got to air it out more than anything. If your running backs are hurt, like I don't know, man. You know, Gino is a little older at this point. You know, so yeah, I'll say they're more contenders. Like they'll fight for a playoff spot.
Oh, you say they're
Yeah.
contenders?
I'm sorry, pretenders.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they'll fight for a playoff spot, but not get in. All right, next team. I mean, the next two are kind of obvious, though.
Yeah.
But Bills and Chiefs,
Contenders.
contenders, right? So
They should see each other in the AFC Championship game.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is teams are 1-1, and that we're like, okay, should we be impressed with their 1-1 record or be hitting the panic button? Okay. And it just so happened to line up like that based on something I was seeing. And the Cowboys are first in line. Are we panicking, or has it been an impressive 1-1?
Well, it hasn't been an impressive 1-1 guy.
Why not? I thought the
First game
one
was great.
impressive.
Yeah, game 2 looked like the fucking the goddamn Patriots. Okay.
So are you worried, or are you impressed at 1-1?
It's one of those I got to see what they do in week 3 against a pretty good opponent.
We're not talking about it.
I
yet.
know.
Right now.
I'm
right
not
now.
okay.
Where
Look,
I'm not worried.
I'm not hitting the panic button.
You're
not
not
hitting the panic button on the Cowboys right now.
Okay, so we'll just keep it that we're hitting the panic button on these teams 1-1. So when you see your team go 1-2 next week, are you hitting the panic button?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, possibly.
Okay.
They go into a bye week and then they have the Niners right afterward.
After week 3, they go into bye week?
I think so.
No way, someone's got.
Oh no, week 4. Oh well, no, week 5 they have the bye week. They come back week 6.
Okay, that I believe. I believe. I was like, damn, but week after week 3, like you tripping. Yeah, okay. Week 5, I believe. All right. Yeah, I'm panicking on the Cowboys.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I think they're not winning that division this year. Because it feels like they won 2 years in a row, the division.
Yeah.
Brent? Yeah. Well, yeah. So they're due for not winning one. They don't have the running situation locked in place. They did not address that. I don't think they got stronger this offseason. They just lost their tight end.
Yes, he got hurt.
Okay. So now you didn't add anybody and you just lost a key player. They don't have another dog of a receiver besides CD.
Right.
Right. And their defense is one injury away from really like
imploding.
Yeah, imploding. Now they're always really strong. We
did lose Jerron Bland at the beginning of the season. He's gonna be out for like 4 or 5 weeks. We did get back Diggs, and he got an interception already.
Yeah, you lost the other DB, right?
Mm-hmm.
To free agency.
Right, yeah, they let him go. They never picked him back up, which is dumb. I think they should have grabbed him.
Right.
They should have paid him and kept him.
I'm worried for the Cowboys.
I'm worried, but I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not panicking.
That was pretty bad this last game, because my thing was like, dude, they got blown out in a similar fashion to Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? In a playoff game, they're just like, oh, well, it's a playoff game. But now it happened at home in a regular season.
Yeah, they had gone like 16 games at home without losing.
You know? And now they're playing another good team at home. Yep. If that game's not close this week, oh, man. I'm worried. I'm like, keep all the sharp objects away from my compa. Like, no pool, close the pool, the blinds, like, just hold him. Someone hold him. Because it's the truth, man. It's the damn truth. Because I don't see we talked about this, we'll get into the picks later, but I don't see them walking away from, I see them being 1-2. If they're 2-1, man, you got to click your damn heels in the air. I'll tell you that right now.
I will definitely be clicking my heels.
Click your damn heels in there. All right, so next team, 1-1. The Lions.
No.
Panic?
Not panicking whatsoever.
Not at all. Okay. I agree with that. I think they've been an impressive 1-1. They lost 20-16 to Tampa Bay, who's a damn good team.
They're a damn good
team. And then they beat the Rams. You know, the Rams when they were healthy-ish, because Puka played half of that game. They beat the Rams in overtime, which is, I guess, the only thing that kind of worries me is that they beat the Rams at home in overtime, you know? So you're just like, okay.
Yeah, but
I still think they're impressive.
I'm not hitting the panic button on that. No.
Yeah, I'm not hitting the panic button for sure. Their 1-1 is not as ugly as, again, kind of the Cowboys, not to throw in the bus. Okay. 49ers, panic button.
Hitting the button. Hit the button. We're panicking. We're panicking. Yeah, no. The Niners, they just have so many guys hurt. So many
they do.
Key players. Not even just guys. Key players. So many of them are hurt. I'm hitting that panic button for them.
Okay. I'm not panicking because I think they're gonna limp into that I don't see with the Rams being hurt, and if we're saying the Seahawks are not contenders, that only leaves the Cardinals and the 49ers, compa.
Well, I think the Cardinals take that division this year.
I think you might be right. I think the Cardinals find a way to take that division this year. I think the 49ers limp into the playoffs and maybe get healthy by then and make a run in the playoffs. And I think they're almost trying to set that up with McCaffrey, where they're like, you know what, it's cool, bro. Let Mason do his thing. We'll bring you in, get your little rhythm going at the end, and see. And we're gonna ride that horse at the end. You know,
I got you.
But look, yeah. So I would not hit the panic because they're kind of deep, and they know how to win, and they have a defense that's a little more well-rounded, or maybe a better scheme than most. So I think the games, they're not going to be blowouts or anything, kind of how they were last year. But I think they're going to be a lot of like tight-nosed games, and I think maybe they contend for that division title, but they make the playoffs for sure. And they might, no pun intended, limp into the playoffs.
I got you. On crutches. A walking boot, though.
All
a
right.
walking boot.
Next 1-1 team. Are we hitting the panic button on the Dolphins?
Yes.
100%. 100%.
There is nothing there to just be like, you guys are going to be all right. I don't think they're going to be all right. The backup quarterback situation is not ideal. I had so much hope because I got A-Chain or HN in so many leagues, and I'm like, this dude, they're gonna ride him, and then they're gonna play action, and they're gonna pass out, and they're gonna do this and that, and it doesn't work if Tua ain't there. And guess what? Tua ain't there. What are you gonna do about that? Good.
But they might feed him the ball more because Tua ain't there.
It's true, but then all you got to do is scheme for the run.
I agree.
So hit the panic button for sure.
There's a back button for sure. If I had C1 right here on this list, we're panicking. That's at the top of the list.
There you go.
Browns. Are we panicking on the Browns?
I'm gonna say yes because Deshaun Watson is not Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
They have a decent defense, but Deshaun Watson ain't Deshaun Watson.
He's not. I agree.
He's writing he's writing those the curtails from what 2022 or 2020 whatever. When he used to be the guy. But he's definitely not that guy.
Yeah, he's a panic button. It's the Browns, right? They find a way to kind of hurt themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they don't look good. The receivers look older, slower. You know, their running back situation, they got a small dude back there. He's good, but I mean, small dudes only last for so long, type of thing, you know. All right, so for sure, panic button. Packers.
Once again, Jordan Love is not at 100%. He's not gonna play this week. We'll see if he comes back in the interim.
He's listed as questionable, compa.
They said he's not playing this week.
Who said? Who's they?
The people.
What people? Because you say you're on the Cowboys, so you have inside knowledge I don't know about, or what?
Damn right.
Who's they?
Let's see here. Jordan Love.
They we're talking about. I've seen he's questionable. I don't think he's gonna play personally. I think it would be dumb. Who the hell are they playing this week too? Another thing.
Tennessee Titans.
They're playing. I wouldn't play him, dude.
Exactly.
They could beat the Titans without him.
I think so.
They could beat the Titans without him.
See his projection.
They honestly could beat. Dude, they might not need him for the next 3 games.
Well, they said originally his injury was a 3 to 4 week recovery. He's been tabbed as day to day as of today, but they're definitely not looking to rush him back. Right. It was that MCL sprain.
He's not playing. So who's they, homeboy? Who's this inside knowledge on the Cowboys team you play on that he's talking about?
Let's see. I'm trying to find it because it came across my thing on CBS.
That's why.
Bruh.
You're gonna find it. But what my point is, okay, I'm worried, but I'm not panicked.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
With the Packers, because he kind of got hurt at if you're gonna get hurt, this is a part of the schedule where it's okay to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? They lost a close one of the Eagles. They were on the road. Okay, that's a fair. Then they beat the Colts at home, 16-10. I thought the Colts were going to win that. Now they're playing the Titans. They're playing the Titans on the road, but the Titans just suck. Okay, they're playing the Vikings at home. They're always a better team at home, the Packers. And then they're playing the Rams, again, a team that's hurt too, even more so than them, but they're playing them on the road. So if you're going to get hurt, these are kind of like the 3 teams you want to be playing with a hurt or a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could see them going 2-1 in these next 3 games.
I can see that.
Would you not say?
I get you that.
So then if they're 1-1 and they go 2-1, they're going to be 3-2 overall, right? That's not the panic on, you know? That's not the panic on. And then again, let's say he comes back and they need him because they're going to need him against the Cardinals. Okay, then he's going to need to win that game.
That's when you need him healthy.
Yeah, for sure. And then he's got the Texans. Then he gets into the good part of the schedule where they need him there, you know? So I'm not going to panic on them. I am a little worried. They need to go find a way to go 2-1 these next 3 games. Cardinals, 1-1.
Not panic whatsoever.
Not at all. They're probably the most impressive 1-1 team I've seen.
I may have to double back on that when Call of Duty 8 or whatever comes out at the end of October. But
that's funny.
But no, I absolutely not panicked whatsoever for the Cardinals. They look impressive and they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Again, they lost 28-34 to the Bills. Bills on the road. Then they smacked the Rams. Granted, they're really hurt and stuff like that. But they smacked the Rams at home. Man, dude, they looked impressive. That a 28-34 loss to a legit team on the road, that's impressive. Eagles. You panicking after what just happened on, what was it, Monday Night Football?
No. It was one bad pass away from them securing the win there at the end. That final drive going down the field, they thought he was going to run it up the middle. He tried to dump it out to the side, and it was just a bad throw, and it cost them the game because all they needed was a first down at that point, and that would have iced the game. They would have won. Instead, they had.
You talking about Saquon where they dropped it?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It was a pass towards the end of the game. There's probably about 45 seconds left or whatever, and the other team had no timeouts. He threw a little pass. I don't want to say it was Saquon, but it was one of the receivers. He just didn't catch the ball. It stopped the clock, and then they had to punt. They had to come all the way across the field to get that field goal, and they ended up doing it to tie the game to go into overtime.
Okay.
So.
Well, I also think it came down to that Saquon drop.
Yeah.
Saquon catches out. That's it. They get the first down. Game's over. So it was one bad break away from winning that game.
Yes, I'm not panicking.
I'm
panicking as a Cowboys fan, but I'm not panicked for the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to be just fine.
I think the Eagles take that division this year.
I could see it happening.
Yeah, I think Saquon's going to be on a mission this year, and that just gives him more of a chip on his shoulder. He's pissed off on the way the Giants handled that whole situation. We literally saw that because they put it on the Hard Knocks, which is just it made that organization look so bad.
Terrible.
And it made Saquon like him more. Even I get it, you're an Eagles fan, but it made you like Saquon more. You're like, he could have easily told him directly himself, dude, what? and people just saw it, like how much they disrespected him, you know. And so now I think he's on a mission of like, that's why I wanted him everywhere this year, and I got him in our league, and you're facing him.
Yeah, I am.
So, and I think he's going to be a dog. I think this is going to be his best year of his career, in my opinion.
Do you think he breaks the single season rushing record?
No, I don't think he does all that, because he's a dude that does a little bit of rushing, a little bit of receiving. He's in the right spot, you know?
Gotcha.
And then they paid him a lot of money to come over here and do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing where I think they didn't bring him in here to be a role player like some of the other running backs that they had before. Gotcha. They brought him to maybe build the offense around him, and then of course have your star receivers and just alleviate some of that pressure from Hurts, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I think, so that's what I think. So yeah, I really like them. That's another team that I really like. That's, 1-1. The Raiders.
I saw this knock knock joke. So knock knock.
Who sent you the knock knock joke?
I found it online. It was
I sent it to you.
Was it you that sent it to me?
Yes. That's what I was asking.
Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Ray
who?
Raider. Jesus Christ. I'm not panicking for the Raiders, only because I wasn't impressed with them from the beginning. Gardner Minshew is going to have flashes of Gardner Minshew madness. But I don't think they're going to be going anywhere. If you ask me contender or pretender, I'd definitely say pretender on that. I'm not panicked because I didn't expect that much from them.
Okay. So I've been impressed with them. Okay. They beat the Ravens on the Ravens home field, man. That doesn't happen very often. It does not happen.
Any given Sunday, sir.
Yeah, but then they lost to the Chargers and kind of uglyish, I guess, 10-22.
Telling you, they're gonna live and die by Minshew madness, and
they are. The
highs are high,
really gotta feed,
and the lows are low.
Adams, they gotta feed Adams. That tight end they got's a stud. Might be the next dude. Might be what's his name, Bowser or something like that.
Bowers.
There you go, Bowers. Yeah, Bowers. He's pretty good, man. But I like the other teams more in that division. So in their division, they got
the Chiefs, obviously.
The Chiefs, who's gonna take
the Chargers,
it. And then the Chargers, the Chargers already beat the Raiders. So, like, what team do I like better between the Chargers and the Raiders? I like the Chargers more.
Yeah.
So you also chose the Chargers to be pretenders, and you chose the Raiders to be pretenders. But that can't happen, because then that means you think the Broncos are contenders. So here's my question to you, compa, and stop being a little hater. Which one is the real contender? Because you can't pick two pretenders in there. One of them has to be contenders. I'm taking the Chargers as contenders. I already told you that. But you, sir, negative Nancy, you chose both of them to be pretenders.
The Chiefs are taking that division.
Yeah, but someone else could be in there from the playoffs, and someone else, I think, will be in the playoffs from that division.
If you're gonna make me choose between the Raiders and the Chargers,
to be a contender, one of those
to be in the conversation, I'll pick the Chargers to be in the conversation.
Okay, fair enough. You hear that, Monica? I got him to say it.
But the Chiefs are taking the goddamn division.
I got him to say it. Monica, you can thank me later. All right. So that's it. Panic button. Are we impressed? Panic button. So now we get to the 0-2 teams. What team is most likely to bounce back from being 0-2? There's 4 teams that are 0-2. I was really surprised. Well, that I would put in this category, because there's actually more.
There's more, but these are I 100% agree with you. These are the 4 that's like, what?
Yeah. That you just kind of turn your head like, damn, they're 0-2. Okay. The Ravens are 0-2. The Jaguars 0-2. The Bengals are 0-2. And the Colts, I would say, snuck into that 0-2, meaning like, okay, I could see that. Of that group, I could see the Colts being 0-2. No?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm with you.
But the other 3 to me are kind of surprises.
I think the team most likely to have a bounce back game, or bounce back from the 0-2 start, 100%, I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Okay. From those 3.
From those 4. Well, yeah, 3.
Those 4. Yeah, those 4. No, you're right. You're right. Those 4. The Ravens. Okay. come back and win their division still?
Yeah, I think if anybody's going to have from those 4 teams, anybody's going to have that ability to do that, bounce back from an 0-2 start, I think it's the Ravens.
Okay. Jaguars. What do we think where they fall there?
Let's see here. Hold on. The Jags.
So in their division, you got the Texans, Titans, and Colts.
Well, I mean, the Texans look like they're going to run away with it.
They got 3 teams 0-2 in that division.
Yeah.
The Texans are the only ones with the win.
Texans are definitely, I think they're going to run away with that one. Okay. Do I feel like the Jaguars are going to come back and win the division? No. Could they sneak in the playoffs? If I'm looking at all the other AFC teams, they'd have to beat out the Browns, which shouldn't be too hard. The Ravens are right there. I think the Steelers fall off. The Jets, a wild card right there. I don't know. I don't think so. No, I don't.
They already played their week 3 game, though, homeboy.
I know.
How do you not know? Come on.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm saying no. I don't think so.
Okay. So, all right. Bengals.
The Bengalis.
Mm-hmm. They bounce back and make a playoff run. Here's my take, okay? Because you talked on the other ones. I kind of took your opinions.
Go for it.
I think they're broken internally. I haven't seen much on the outside, but I think they're broken internally. Who's their running back? I don't even know who their running back is.
I'll pull it up right now.
Main guy. They got somebody, a veteran type of thing. I don't know that they've done anything, but
Chase Brown is one of them.
Zach Moss. Yeah, see, so they don't have like a legit running back. Higgins has been hurt so far this season, and Chase is busy dealing with contract issues.
Well, Higgs said he might be back for the Monday night game or whatever.
Okay, well,
so we'll see. But I agree with you. I do feel they're a bit broken, and that I just don't think they have it right now. They're not showing it. I think that the Ravens are still going to take that division. Do they have the opportunity to come back and be a wild card team? I mean, a broken clock's right twice a day. Any given Sunday, you win by an inch. You find the inches all over the field. If they figure out a way to turn it around, I mean, it's a possibility, but I think it's an uphill battle for them to do that. I think they're really going to need to have some standout wins, and they're going to need to have some key teams have those just mishap games.
Okay. All right. And lastly, the Colts. Are they are who we thought they were?
They are exactly who they thought we were. What? But yeah.
Who we thought they were.
I know. I said it on purpose.
Yeah. The other teams are 2 are the Rams, the Giants, the Broncos, the Panthers, the Titans.
Yeah, the Panthers who are who we thought they were too. But I don't of those 4, like we said, I think the Colts are definitely the bottom of the barrel. I don't think they have a big bounce back too. I think they go 500. I don't think they go 500. I think they're under 500 team. What do you think?
So here's my predictions. I think the Ravens are the only team to come back, bounce back, and take the division. I think the Jaguars find a way to sneak in, and I think the Colts and Bengals are out because I think the Bengals are broken and the Colts are not that good.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Now let's talk about some real quick stuff. We'll skip the clause on the Browns. We'll let you guys do the research on that with Deshaun Watson and supposedly a clause being put in there that his contract could be void if he gets suspended again. So we'll cross that in case he gets there. 2 things I thought were really cool and I'm really excited about was Arch Manning era has begun in Texas.
Absolutely.
Not a huge college football guy. Like I follow here and there. But this dude is a dog.
Yeah.
A dog. He's a guy that I think not this year, but maybe at the end of next year, that every team would possibly tank just to get him on their team. He is like the perfect storm He's like the Otani looking kind of dude of NFL quarterbacks because he's got the pedigree and he's got the right mix of arm strength and athletic ability. He's got the pedigree of being a Manning, obviously.
Yep.
He's got the athletic ability of his dad and his grandpa, and he's got the arm and skills of Peyton and Eli. You know? So, and I'm very excited. This dude officially has taken over as a starting quarterback at Texas University. He had this 60-yard run that you're just like, oh, good Lord. I get it. It is the college players, you know, and he's not going to be able to do that against pro players, but I could see him being at the level of how Aaron Rodgers was when he first came out. Remember how he used to be able to run and get some yards? He wasn't like Patrick Mahomes kind of run, but he used to get you your yards. And I could see him becoming that
3rd and 8, you're getting get
even
your 8.
better.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, no,
with the arm.
100%, 100%.
Something I want to throw in there. I'm super excited about that.
Peyton and Eli came out and said, I forget one of the brothers came out and said that the athleticism skips a generation in their family. So Grandpa had it. They didn't have that athleticism. It all dropped right into Archie. Or Arch Manning now, they call him now. Before, when he was younger, I remember they always call him, hey, Archie. Now it's Arch. But yeah, no, definitely. I agree with you, man.
And I don't know if you know, it's his dad, their brother. That's the one that was, he played out Ole Miss. And then he had like that back disease or something happened with his back. He had cut some kind of disease or something like that. But his dad was the one that was a wide receiver. And he played at Ole Miss. He was playing college football, which is where Eli was at. But I think he's the oldest brother.
He's the oldest brother, yeah.
Oh, okay, he is. I was like, because I know Peyton threw to him in high school when Peyton was like a sophomore or something like that. And I don't think Eli and obviously, I don't know his name, to be honest. I don't think they played together.
No.
We can find it out. Google it, boot. All right, and last thing I do want to talk about real quick is the legend retires. You know, I used to be a sports writer myself once upon a time, but Adrian Wojnarowski, I can't even say his last name. He retired from ESPN to become a basketball manager of operations over at his alma mater, St. Bonaventure University. He was known for his, I don't even know how to say, how would you say, woe bombs?
Woe bombs, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like he was like the Adam Schefter of the NBA, bro. He used to just break news at like times people would, just like Adam Schefter, where like he was just ahead of the game, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's so cool that he's going back to his alma mater. He's always been a big fan of his alma mater. He's always kind of like still been involved. He's been known as a big booster guy. But he's talking about Adam Schefter, talking about it. He's like, man, he went out on his own terms. And he did it his way, and he's pursuing what he still loves. Like, he loves basketball, and he's doing it somewhere that's really important to him, you know?
Yeah.
At St. Bonaventure. So I think it's super cool that he retired from one thing to pursue another. Maybe he's getting paid the same, maybe he's not, but he's doing something he loves, and I think that's just the coolest thing ever, and I want to make sure I acknowledge that.
Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll.
All right, let's get into the picks.
All right, let's call it a night and go get these picks out. All right, rapid fire. Artie. New York Giants or Cleveland?
Cleveland.
I'm going to go with Cleveland as well. Philadelphia, New Orleans. New Orleans is at home. Yep, I got New Orleans as well. They need them to beat Philadelphia. Houston, Minnesota.
Houston.
So far with you there. Denver at Tampa Bay. I'm going to guess you're going to say Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay as well. Green Bay at Tennessee.
Green
Bay. I'm going to stick with Green Bay because Tennessee has not shown me anything. Chicago at Indianapolis.
Tough one.
I'm going to go, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to go Chicago on this one. Just because I think this is the game that I think that Caleb Williams has the opportunity to break out because it's Indianapolis.
I'm going to go Indy.
Ooh, here it is. First one of the night. All right, Chargers at Pittsburgh.
Oh, man. Pittsburgh.
Ooh. I'm going to go LA Chargers. So that's 2 back-to-back. We're going separados. All right, Miami at Seattle.
Seattle.
Now I'm gonna go as well because we know who's hurt.
Mhm.
Carolina at Las Vegas. I'm gonna put
Vegas.
LV on you there, me as well. We're both going Las Vegas. San Francisco at the Rams.
San Fran.
San Francisco. I don't want to because even Debo's kind of hurt, but I feel that they have a better team than the Rams, even hurt. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go with that one. Detroit at Arizona. That's gonna be probably the game of the week.
Yeah, the game of the week. This is gonna be. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be the best one to watch. What time of the day is it at?
I want to say it's the 1 o'clock game.
Sound dumb. One?
I want to say it's the 1 o'clock game. Give me 2 seconds here. They should have made it the prime Sunday night, but 1 o'clock game. It's gonna be America's game of the week.
Oh, it's a toughie.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm going. Okay, I was gonna say Detroit.
All right, I'm going Detroit too. You saw that I was typing Detroit on my side before you said it. I like Detroit. I like what they got going on. I think it's going to be a really close game. It's going to come down. I just think
Goff is due for a big game. He hasn't had one. Yeah, you know.
All right, Baltimore, Dallas. I know you're taking Baltimore.
Sorry, compa.
I am also going to take Baltimore on this one. I think Dallas is going to show me. If they win, hey, I'll take that loss. But I'm going to go with Baltimore on that one. I think they have it. KC, we're just going to go. I'm going to put KC against Atlanta. Buffalo against Jacksonville.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the B-man over there. And then Monday night, Washington Commanders at Cincinnati.
That it'd be so much different. We knew if Higgins was playing, right?
Right.
Cincy can't go in 3, can they?
They can. It's possible.
Cincy.
I'm going to go with Cincy as well, just because they're the home team. That's where I'm going right there. All right, so you took Indianapolis. I'm taking Chicago. You went Pittsburgh. I went the Chargers. And then I think that is the only one.
I just think you're just playing a little homer pick because of Caleb Williams, because all of a sudden you got married and you're a USC fan.
Don't give me that shit. I honestly feel like he's gonna have I don't want to say it's an easier opponent, but it's a more I think it's gonna be better for him. I think it's gonna be a good game for him. I wouldn't start him on any fantasy football leagues, but I feel like it's gonna be a good game for him.
Even without Keenan Allen. Okay.
Any last thoughts, compadre?
That's it. It was fun. Really like the trivia was pretty good. 11 out of 13. I'm proud of myself there.
There you go.
I had a good time with the contenders, pretenders, and the panics, and talking Shohei, man. That guy's a dog.
Yeah, I think we spent 45 minutes just talking about Shohei. Yeah. But he's worth it. He's worth it. He really is.
He is. Every penny.
All right, let's hear that patented goodbye, compadre.
Yeah, all right. Make sure we're being safe out there. Be nice to each other. Talk good about me when you hear others. Type of vibe. And good luck to Luke on his one-day tournament on Sunday. And yeah, and I hope your Cowboys find a way to sneak that win out.
I hope so too. Thank you so much for wishing Luke. Okay. That's right. Go Empire this weekend. We got games. Empire baseball.
Forget. Yeah. Is our fantasy football. Me and you are going heads up.
We are going heads up.
But now you're the favorite to win. And that's okay. I'm okay with you even if you win, because the same thing happened last year. You won the battle,
but somebody else won the war.
I won the war. That's right. We're both 2-0. You are off to the better start. Your team looks like they're slightly better out the gate. You have a good chance right now because Stevenson, you're right, did bad, which I kind of anticipated. I didn't think that bad, but I knew he wasn't going to do that good because of his matchup.
Right.
However, I'm telling you right now, Kelsey's going to have a big game. He's due for a big game.
All right. Are we putting a little extra scratch on it?
I say a little 12-pack.
12-pack of Dos Equis it is.
Okay. The loser buys, right?
Loser buys. Okay.
Sounds good. And so there you go.
All right, guys. Well, Don't forget, guys, you can find the show anywhere you listen to podcasts or music, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can, if you want to support the show, it doesn't take a lot to do so. Hitting that like, subscribe, and share doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the show tremendously. And as always, please give us a rating and review if you are in the mood. Don't forget to click that notification button so you can get notified when the new show drops. And don't forget, you can always reach out to us at the Blown Save Podcast at gmail.com, or if you know us personally, shoot us a message, or hit us up on any of these social medias, guys. Thank you guys so much, compadre. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
See you.